Well, I've been up pretty much all night. So I try not to show it a lot of times, but many of you now on the channel and my other channel also know that I have to go back in for more tests. Another CT scan because they saw something on my lungs on my last test, hoping it might be nothing, but there's a good chance there's actually something there again and may need some more procedures. And last night I just could not sleep because tonight at 10 o'clock at night I have my CT scan at the hospital. And so I have that on my mind, and it's not so much that I'm worried about the results because I trust my doctors. I was originally told there was like a 50-50, 60-40 chance that I wouldn't get up from the table on my original surgery, and that was 6 surgeries ago. That was a year and a half of chemo ago, and that was weeks of radiation ago. So I trust my doctors, right? Every day I'm here is another day that I might not have been. So I'm very blessed for all that. But the thing that's going on in my mind is because of the pandemic that's happened, and that you basically haven't been able to go anywhere in 2 years, and still you're not allowed to go to some places, right? Well, I've normally do about 1 group cruise a year, and then I decided to do 2 one year because there were just so many people who couldn't go in the months that I chose, that now all of a sudden this year, because everything got postponed and switched around, I have three group cruises scheduled, and they're coming up very soon, 5 weeks away from the first one, and then the one after that is only 3 weeks after that. And then I have one in October, and squeezed in the middle of all that, I have my trip that I'm really looking forward to in July on the Celebrity Beyond with my friend Alicia. And the only thing that's going on in my mind is what happens if they tell me I need to go in for surgery now, or I need to go undergo chemo now, and I can't make, like, and they tell me, no, you can't go on those group cruises, or one of those cruises, you need to do that. It will be so disappointing to me. And that's what's going, like, it hasn't happened. The doctors haven't said that. But that's in my mind. I'm worried about disappointing people who book the group cruise just to come on board and spend some time, and I get to meet them and in person, and we get to know each other. And that's, even my trip to the Med, if I had to skip that, that's the one I would skip with my friend Alicia. We can go another time. However, my group cruises, I really want to go. I really want to see everybody. I really want to meet everybody. And I really don't want to have to cancel or disappoint anybody at all. But, I mean, in fact, today, I booked my air flights for my first group, literally overnight, because I couldn't sleep. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning, because I was just sitting in bed like this. Just like, with all this going on in my mind. Because you always think worst case scenario, like I said in my videos before, you always go right to worst case. Well, what if I can't go to the Panama Canal cruise? What if I can't do the June Alaska cruise? There would have to be huge ramifications for me not to get on those cruises. Huge. In other words, the doctor would have to say, look, if you don't go right now, you won't make it. Unless they said that, I'm going on those cruises one way or another. So yeah, and don't get me wrong, I've had people I ran into on my last cruises they were all wishing me well. We saw your video on you. You got something on you. God bless. We're praying for you. We got good thoughts for you, etc. And everyone's been wonderful. And I know people would completely understand if I end up having to go in for surgery during one of my cruises. It's not that. It's not that they would not understand. It would be my feeling that I'm disappointing people. I do not want to have to do that. I do not. And that is what's running through my head. After 3 years of finally getting to do this, and finally getting to meet everybody and see everybody, that now all of a sudden this happened again. After being clear for 2 years, pretty much clear for 2 years, and just when we're setting to go, just before this happens. So I can only hope that the CT scan, the doctor had said that, if you had a cough or a little bit of a cold, and I was getting over a cold, because I had just come back, and during Christmas holidays, I had congestion and I had a cough. Well, that's gone. That was like literally a few days before my CT scan. And they said that could be what it inflames the lymph nodes in the lung. So hopefully that's what it is. Or hopefully it's something that they can come on in for a week of radiation or 2 weeks of radiation, and that's your treatment for now. But I do know that last night I did not sleep. I did not sleep a wink. And now I know I'm going to be dead tired going to my test tonight. Can you imagine? Isn't that a crazy time to get a CT scan? It's a Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night. But I guess they're catching up, because here in Canada we had to shut down a lot of our procedures, our testing and our thing. Other than complete active treatments, they weren't doing a lot of the things. So there's a big backlog. Now, to be really honestly fair, I don't remember ever having to wait for something when my doctor said I needed something. If I needed to go for my CT scan, it was scheduled. When I had a doctor's appointment, yes, it wasn't in person, but she called me, we talked things over, everything was really good. And I love my doctors. Dr. Goodwin here in Ottawa, at the Ottawa General Hospital, has taken care of me these past 5 years, and I trust her completely. I trust her completely. And I'm trusting her to make sure that I don't disappoint anybody this year who's trying to come on one of our cruises.